Hi again. This one's a biggie. Because if you're raising a child with ADHD or any kind of neurodivergence, you've probably heard this parenting advice 100 times. They'll learn from the consequences. They just need consistency. If you let it slide once, they'll never listen again. And for a long time, I believed that. I thought that if I made the rules clear and followed through with consequences, my child would eventually get it. But they didn't. No matter how consistent I was, how many charts I made, or how many timeouts I followed through on, nothing changed. And that left me feeling helpless, angry, and defeated. The reality, here's what I wish someone had told me earlier. Consequences don't always teach the same lesson to a child with ADHD, because their brain processes time, motivation, and cause and effect differently. Most neurotypical kids can connect the dots. If I do X, Y will happen. Last time I didn't clean up, I lost screen time. So this time I will. But a child with ADHD might not retain that link. Not because they're choosing to ignore it, but because their working memory struggles to hold past experiences in mind. Their impulse control overrides long-term thinking, and their sense of time is more now versus not now. So future consequences often feel too far away to matter. That means traditional consequences often don't teach the lesson we think they will. In fact, they can backfire. They feel random, or unfair, or just lead to more shame, more shutdown, more outbursts. I remember one day, I had it all planned out. I told my child, if you don't brush your teeth, no TV tomorrow. They didn't brush their teeth. So the next day, no TV. And guess what happened? A meltdown, rage, confusion. But that was yesterday. You're the meanest parent ever. I don't even care. And honestly, it didn't feel like they learned anything. It just made both of us feel worse. That's when I realized I needed a different approach. So what does work? Here are the tools and techniques that helped us replace consequences with connection, structure, and skill building. 1. Natural and immediate consequences. Instead of no TV tomorrow, I shifted to teeth first, then TV. If you don't have socks, we'll be late and you might miss playtime. Natural outcomes help them connect the dots in real time, not 24 hours later. Tip: keep it immediate, specific, and tied directly to the moment. 2. Do-overs instead of timeouts. When my child shouted, instead of punishment, I'd say, let's try that again with kinder words. Want a reset? This builds self-awareness instead of shame, and gives them a safe space to practice the skill. Tip: use phrases like try again, or want to rewind and redo that. 3. Collaborative problem solving, not top-down commands. Instead of always setting the rules alone, I started asking, what's making this hard for you? How can we make mornings easier? We'd brainstorm together, and even when their ideas were silly or wild, they felt heard. This creates buy-in and builds executive functioning over time. 4. Visual routines and checklists. Instead of nagging, brush your teeth, pack your bag, eat breakfast, we used a morning checklist with pictures and magnet. The routine didn't rely on me reminding. It relied on structure. Visuals reduce cognitive load and help ADHD brains see what to do next. 5. Positive reinforcement greater than punishment. We started celebrating effort, not just results. You started your homework without me asking. I saw that you calmed down really fast after getting upset. That's progress. I even used reward menus, where they could earn small things they chose. Focus on progress, not perfection. 6. Regulation before redirection. When emotions are high, nothing teaches. That's just brain science. So we created a pause plan. Deep breaths, fidget tools, calm corner time. Only after regulation could we reflect, talk, or problem solve. The goal is co-regulation, not control. 7. Rehearse skills when calm. We practiced tricky things outside the moment. Transitions, asking for help, starting chores. Think of it like practicing a fire drill. Don't wait for the fire. ADHD. Brains learn best through repetition and real-life practice, not lectures or punishments. Let me be honest. There are still days when I fall back on old habits. Still moments when I say, "That's it. You're losing your tablet." But now I pause, I reflect, I repair, because I know that my job isn't to control every behavior. It's to build skills, connection, and trust over time. If you've ever felt like consequences should be working but aren't, you're not alone. If your child keeps repeating the same thing and it feels like they don't care, take a breath. They probably do care. They just can't connect the dots yet. And that's not a parenting failure. That's a brain-based difference. Let's keep learning together. Tell me in the comments, what's a consequence you tried that totally backfired? Or what's one change you made that finally clicked? Your story might help another parent feel less alone tonight. This is Busy Brain's companion. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to grow, adapt, and try again together.